I'm not a super ambitious person. I just like kind of trucking along and doing fun things.
So keep having fun for the next 5 years.
Yes, thank you. That would be great.
Can you tell me how you got started in comedy?
I went to drama school. I was at Whopper, and in my third year, I got cast as the lead in a comic play and got all the laughs and just thought, oh my God, I am doing nothing else with the rest of my life. It was just one of those moments of thinking, oh, this is so great. This is so fun.
And what came after that?
I had done a children's series when I got out of Whopper, and then I got Muriel's Wedding. But then at a party, I met this woman who was casting at Channel 7, and she said, Kitty Flanagan's leaving Full Frontal and we just need someone for 6 weeks. Do you want to come and do an audition for Ted Emery? So I went, and on my first day on set, I met Eric Banner and Sean McAuliffe, who ended up, going on to their series. So it was just this lucky meeting a woman at a party, basically.
Can you talk me through some of the differences between the shows that you've done recently? Because Gym and Tonic was solo show, I believe, and then your Writers was a group effort.
Well, the great thing about a solo show, of course, is that it's your voice and it's exactly what you want to say, and you're responsible for the entire vibe of the whole evening. But the great thing about being with other people is that, it's shared glory, shared failure, and just, the banter and the fun of playing with people on stage. And we had great fun.
What were some highlights?
I love the chemistry between Bob and Gatesy would always kind of amuse me. And the fact that Gatesy's quite shit at learning lines. It could go quite random some nights. And that, which is not my thing at all. I'm quite lady script. But it was quite exciting to just go, okay, just go with it.
Can you tell me a bit about the difference between performing live on stage and on TV?
Obviously, there's the immediate feedback. You're getting the energy from the audience, and you know where the laughs are, so you can kind of ride the laughs when you're getting them on stage. In TV, you've just got to guess that kind of stuff. The good thing about something like Mad as Hell is that it's in front of a live audience, but it's on TV, so it's like the best of both worlds.
We're sort of coming to a stage at the moment where there are a lot of new female comedians coming to the fore. Do you have any thoughts about why that might be?
Well, I think because there's a generation of women who are just, they have a confidence and just a kind of, they feel like they have a right to have a voice. And I think that is so great. I mean, and I think it's going to get easier for them, and I think that's wonderful because, there's a whole generation where, who are my age who just found it so tricky and hard. And I mean, I still hate going to a comedy night. My partner is a stand-up, so I still go to quite a lot of stand-up. And I hate going into a room and see a female comic get up and all the women in the audience do a bit of that. And, I still feel like there is a real thing about women not supporting women. And that's audience, And, also in comedy festival shows, where groups of women would come to female shows, but women and men generally will go to a show with a male comedian. I just think, it's still not this thing to be seen as a funny woman. It's still not seen as an appealing trait, although I think that is becoming less so. But, that was definitely the kind of vibe that it wasn't, it's not a sexy trait or whatever, which is bollocks.
Do you think it's more successful for females to be more lower status? Do you get many upper status sort of comedians that are women, or do you have to come from that, oh, I'm awkward kind of place?
Well, I mean, you wouldn't say that Celia Piccola came from that kind of place. I think Felicity Ward plays high status. It's interesting, though.
Yeah.
I guess in the comedy class, the women generally come out as a little bit... Yes, no, that's interesting.
Because it's definitely a lot harder to just get out there and be like, I am awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, and I think Celia Piccola is probably not low status, but very casual.
Yeah, very every girl kind of, yeah.
You don't really get anyone coming out in their party dress being like, I'm the best, listen to me.
No, it's funny, like Rachel Berger used to come out, massive heels and a beautiful frock, and, there was a period of that kind of, and then Jude went through that period as well, where they'd all, really frock up and, come out looking like ladies and, But I think that was kind of a trend that's maybe gone now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we should be allowed to wear whatever we want, but some people might look down on it or something.
Yeah. They're the worst.
It's weird, isn't it?
Weird.
Yeah. But I mean, I think, it's encouraging that more women are feeling more confident to get up and just do whatever they want.
Absolutely. It can only be a good thing.
In the industry, it's very supportive of women, but not so much the audiences, which is a bit odd.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. And I think you'll notice it now. If you go to a gig and you see a woman come up on stage, you will notice that all the women do a little bit of a sit back and a little bit of a, oh yeah, what? Oh, she thinks she's so great,
Impress me.
Yeah.
So even though there has been a spike, how do you think we can encourage more women to get into it?
Just, just have a crack. Just absolutely have a crack. Choose your good rooms. Choose your supportive rooms. Your room, Janet's room and things like that, which are a very nurturing environment. And they have quite a savvy crowd. But I teach a comedy class at 16th Street, which is essentially an acting class, but they all have to do stand-up as their final thing because it is the most immediate and kind of visceral standing in your own kind of, there's nothing more naked than standing up and going, this is what I think is funny. Wah. What I hate is that still when you say, talk about female comedians, that people still go, oh no, I hate it because they always talk about periods and stuff. And you go, have you fucking seen a female comedian in the last 15 years? That is such an old and boring stereotype, I don't know anyone who's doing period gear. The industry is very supportive of women. And so I really just think, and in my classes, some of the girls are always just so surprised at getting a laugh because they always think that it's not a, that whole girls can't be funny thing still pervades a bit. And then when you actually have a crack and, do it and get a laugh, it's just a wonderful thing. Just have a go. Who cares? It's on so many people's bucket list. Just have a crack and see what happens.